Flow. Taoism. Among other ample contemplations of Tao, this single word directs an intricate philosophy, an outlook of the basics of nature and the whole universe. Rather than dismaying and deteriorating the unfathomable unity of the universe, Tao encourages the human to export this unity further among themselves through a particular path. The inevitable question arises, what this path is, and how it may be achieved. The acquisition of this path commences with the basic contemplation of the origin of the universe. A well-said quote by a Chinese sage states that, "Knowing the ancient beginning is the essence of the way." Taoist thoughts reflect on ingenuousness, longevity and continuance, health and soundness, eternity and afterlife, detachment and indifference, refinement and emptiness, transformation and omnipotentiality. Taoism, a religious and philosophical tradition, has its roots planted in reverence to nature and devotion of the ancient Chinese people. Tao transcribes into path, methodology, principle, or a direction. According to the Taoist principle, there is a central energy, an uplifting source, way of heaven, that one may achieve and find by living a harmonious life with nature and subsequently with the cosmos of the universe overall. It is the embodiment of a sincere and accurate nature of the world, the pivotal and inexpressible process of the universe. Tao leads the way and circumscribes the universe. Everything is in a state of motion and incessant evolution. Nothing is fixed or static, rather varying from one state to another. 1. Yin and Yang. Yin and Yang are one of the most substantial and pivotal ideas of Taoism. Yin and Yang showcase two halves that complete each other when combined. It is a rhetoric statement that something complete is unchanging and inflexible to any modification. Therefore, if Yin and Yang are mutilated, their established equilibrium will have deviated from the normal. Both Yin and Yang could be summarized as the cause of each other. Both precedes each other to seek balance and harmony. In the given symbol, the shady side represents Yin, while the sunny side showcases Yang. Together in combination establishes a whole. Examples: night equals Yin, day equals Yang, female equals Yin, male equals Yang. The establishment of these categories did not take place overnight, but rather the process is extended over thousands of years to categorize the world under Yin and Yang. Yin, negative, female, night, passive, moon, intuitive, cold, soft. Yang, positive, male, day, active, sun, logical, hot, hard. Symbol. The symbol is called Taijitu. However, it is highlighted in a diverse set of cultures all around the world to represent Taoism. The nature of Yin and Yang. Yin and Yang both are not absolute. Yin and Yang become impaired alone and cannot stand individually by their design nature. Each has the roots of others. The beginning of one follows the beginning of another. In short, both are incapable to stand alone. For instance, day shifts into night. Night flows into day. Both are naturally interrelated to each other. There is no day without the definition of night and vice versa. Yin and Yang are unstatic. Both Yin and Yang seeps and flows with time, accepting modifications as required into themselves. For example, the day springs into the night, constantly changing with it. The earth ages and progress with the period. Day and night gets elongated and stretched. Therefore, both day and night could be termed and labeled unsteady, employing their nature. Furthermore, Yin and Yang may also exhibit and display melodramatic modification. For instance, some species of female fish alter their sex when the males are less in number. It is also a characteristic of yin and yang that one increase translated to the other's decrease in size to establish equilibrium. There have been 4 types of imbalances that could skew and obliterate the equilibrium established: deficiency of yin, deficiency of yang, excess yin, excess yang. 2. Interdependence of everything. According to the already established studies about Taoism, it is evident that Taoist philosophers are moved and influenced by nature. According to their dogma, everything in this universe is accompanied by its complementary opposite. The definition of one thing requires and demands the understanding of its exact opposite. Following this idea, we may say that there is day when we have night in our thought process. Hot is opposed by cold. However, it's to be mentioned that each aspect and its opposite are in a state of flux and change incessantly. Proceeding further, as the fact is established that everything is interdependent, Taoism regards nature as the source of understanding and contemplating life and our post or position in the world. Take, for instance, the life journey of a single seed. A seed in the soil, after acquiring the demanded and requirements of warmth, sun, water, develops into a seedling. This journey of growth did not require any instruction or precautionary steps for the seed on how to cultivate, photosynthesize, and become a plant one day. Therefore, established, the plant grows within its nature without the influx of an outward source. The question may also be raised as to why humans' life may be any different from plants. Why not let life and its events unfold and unveil themselves, rather than consciously manipulating and orchestrating circumstances and events by us? In verse 29 of the Tao Te Ching, the following message has been directed. Do you conceive that you can substitute the universe and enrich it further? I do not imagine it can be accomplished. The universe is divine. You cannot improve it. If you attempt to do so, you will mutilate it. If you try to hold the flux, you will lose it. According to the Taoist doctrine and school of thought, nature is grand and complete without us humans. We, therefore, supposedly accept and recognize this and cooperate or collaborate with nature. The ground mission is to revert to the natural fashion of life, without weighing it with complex and perplexed social institutions and rational intellectual ideas and philosophies. Subsequently, this practice will most certainly strengthen our soul and spirit, and the source of unveiling his path leads through soul rather than intellect. 3. Nourishing the spirit. To expand and mature the spirit, there are 2 main aspects of mind: emotional mind, Shin; wisdom mind, Yi. Shin, to awaken, and Yin, to control the spirit. The study of Taoist philosophy suggests in a cogent fashion that the lack of control leads to insomnia and other various mental abnormalities. However, on the other hand, a firm hold over control helps one achieve remarkable feats in the physical and emotional world. Taoist and Buddhist master this practice to sublimate their emotional and psychological energies. Furthermore, the flourishment of spirit demands the mastery of both emotion and intellect simultaneously. To control and hold the spirit in limits, one must be able to regulate the raw and crude sentiments that activate it in the first place. 4. Obscure motivation and Taoism. Tao philosophy also holds resemblance to the doctrine and maxim of the evergreen Greek philosopher Socrates, "Know thyself." It translates into the idea that by seeking the inward, mysterious, and mystic operation of the mind, the pursuer comes across an undisclosed universe of navel knowledge. Adding to that, the convention and understanding of psychological self may lead to the evolution of one's soul. Akin to Socrates' school of thought, Taoism realizes that our daily life routine, disposition, and thoughts are being constantly under the influence and effects of hidden, deeply rooted motivations. These veiled and obscure motivations could be brought into light through modern techniques like hypnosis, dream analysis, drugs, professional counseling. Taoist teachers come into agreement that with time, we accept and regard certain ideas about life and its fashion of functioning. The moment we concede to these ideas, they become a peerless part of us, an inseparable truth of our body which cannot be molded even if we wanted it to. Moving forward, these ideas sunk into the unconscious of our minds, influencing our thought process, daily pattern of thought and behaviors in day-to-day life. The trouble emerges when these values and hidden motivations pertain an unnecessary restriction on our mind, hindering its growth and maturity, which could pave the way to pathological conditions. Taoists understand the motif and inner motivation behind any psychological patient, unlike psychologies who wait for the challenge to progress and develop before trying to uproot the problem. This Taoist philosophy is regarded as the source of spiritual transformation. Regarded by many of the modern world philosophers, it is spiritual and psychological alchemy that encourages and empowers people to progress and advance from ordinary life to a more refined experience with an enormous array of possibilities.